The AI revolution is no longer confined to academic labs or speculative headlines. It is now a global race, one with two primary contenders vying for dominance: big tech and the open source community. Each represents a fundamentally different philosophy, different resources, and different visions for the future of artificial intelligence. The question is no longer whether AI will transform the world, but who will shape that transformation. Trillion-dollar giants with massive compute power or collabo. On one side of the ring stands big tech, companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and OpenAI. These corporations have invested billions into AI infrastructure, talent acquisition, and proprietary research. Their models, Gemini, GPT-4, Claude, and others, set performance benchmarks and dominate industry use cases. With access to proprietary data, specialized silicon chips, and global-scale data centers, big tech enjoys advantages that few can rival. These companies also have the engineering firepower to build and maintain large-scale AI systems. Consider Google's TPU clusters or Microsoft's investment in Azure AI supercomputers. The scale at which they operate is mind-bending. Training state-of-the-art language models can cost tens, even hundreds, of millions of dollars. Only a handful of institutions can afford to play at that level. Moreover, big tech's tight integration between software, hardware, and cloud services creates end-to-end ecosystems. Google has Bard integrated into its search engine. Microsoft embeds GPT-based Copilot across Office and Windows. Amazon uses AI across Alexa, AWS, and retail optimization. This vertical control allows for rapid deployment, monetization, and feedback loops. But size comes with trade-offs. Big tech often operates behind closed doors. Models are released with limited transparency. Training datasets are opaque. Decision-making is centralized. Critics argue this limits accountability and stifles innovation. And when profit motives dictate AI development, there's a risk that public interest takes a back seat. On the other side stands the open source movement. Projects like Meta's Llama, Mistral, Falcon, and open weights versions of smaller models have exploded in popularity. Platforms like Hugging Face have become the GitHub of AI, hosting thousands of models and datasets for anyone to use, remix, and improve. These communities thrive on decentralization, transparency, and grassroots collaboration. Open source AI is fueled by a belief that knowledge should be free, that access leads to innovation, and that safety improves with collective scrutiny. And the results speak for themselves. In the span of months, open source models have closed the performance gap with frontier models. Llama 3 and Mistral 7B can match or even outperform closed models in specific tasks, with a fraction of the size and compute. The democratization of AI tools means researchers, startups, educators, and even hobbyists can build powerful applications without big tech's resources. Open source models are easier to fine-tune, deploy offline, and audit for bias or safety concerns. This agility allows for experimentation in ways closed models can't match, but open source isn't without its challenges. Training even mid-sized models still requires considerable resources. Many rely on public funding, university labs, or grants. There's also the issue of safety. With weights freely available, malicious actors could misuse models for generating misinformation, deepfakes, or cyber attacks. Balancing openness with responsibility remains an ongoing debate, and yet the momentum is shifting. Many experts argue that innovation is happening faster in the open than in corporate labs. While big tech dominates the top end of the model leaderboard, open source is catching up, rapidly and iteratively through community-driven sprints. This rivalry isn't purely technological. It's philosophical. Big tech believes that control ensures safety, that AI must be shepherded carefully to prevent harm. Their argument is that unregulated proliferation of powerful models could destabilize society, amplify disinformation, and threaten national security. From this view, closed-source AI is not a means of domination, but a necessary firewall. Open-source advocates push back: who gets to decide what's safe? Who audits the auditors? When companies control both the tools and the rules, it raises concerns about censorship, monopolies, and digital gatekeeping. They argue that openness fosters trust, encourages ethical review, and prevents a concentration of power that history warns against. The stakes are rising. Governments around the world are drafting AI regulations, many of which will influence this competition. The European Union's AI Act, for example, distinguishes between general-purpose AI and high-risk applications, with different levels of scrutiny. If lawmakers side with big tech's narrative, they may restrict open models under the guise of safety. If they lean toward openness, they may fuel a renaissance in decentralized innovation. Another layer in this contest is global competition. Countries like China, the US, India, and the EU each have their own AI strategies. In some regions, open source serves as a strategic advantage, allowing nations to build sovereign AI systems without relying on US tech giants. In others, big tech's influence aligns with national infrastructure and export goals. The result is a multi-front race, not just company versus community, but ideology versus ideology, nation versus nation. So who will win the AI race? The answer may not be binary. Rather than one side defeating the other, the future may lie in synthesis. Big tech will continue to lead in foundation models, with massive deployments and trusted platforms. Open source will drive customization, experimentation, and public scrutiny. The best results may emerge where these two worlds meet: hybrid systems that balance power and transparency. Already we're seeing signs of this convergence. Meta's Llama models are open in weight, but trained by a tech giant. Microsoft funds open AI research while owning exclusive rights to GPT models. Hugging Face collaborates with Google Cloud and Amazon Bedrock. The lines are blurring, and perhaps that's a good thing. Ultimately, AI is not a product. It's a mirror. It reflects the intentions, biases, and values of those who shape it. If we want a future where AI empowers people, amplifies creativity, and protects rights, then the real competition isn't just between big tech and open source. It's between transparency and secrecy, inclusion and control, short-term gain and long-term trust. The victor will not be decided by who builds the largest model, but by who builds the most responsible ecosystem, one that balances power with accountability, scale with access, and intelligence with humanity. This battle also impacts the future of AI education. With open-source models, students and researchers around the world can inspect architecture fine-tune parameters, and build upon existing work. They are not locked behind APIs or paywalls. This democratization accelerates learning, inspires innovation, and diversifies the voices shaping AI's evolution. If big tech controls all the tools, the ability to innovate could become limited to those with funding or credentials. That risks creating an intellectual aristocracy where only a few shape the systems that affect everyone. Open models resist this by lowering the barriers to entry, allowing brilliant minds from underrepresented regions and backgrounds to contribute meaningfully. Of course, responsibility matters. Open models must be accompanied by educational initiatives, ethical training, and robust oversight. But the solution to dangerous misuse isn't secrecy. It's shared knowledge, responsible design, and inclusive governance. Just as the internet thrived because it was open, so too can AI, if we build the right frameworks. At the heart of this debate lies a deeper question. What kind of AI future do we want? One dictated by profit and proprietary systems, or one shaped by collaboration, transparency, and shared progress? The path forward may not be simple. There will be trade-offs, tensions, and technical hurdles. But if history has shown us anything, it's that when people are given tools to learn, adapt, and build, they rise to the challenge. So perhaps the true winner of the AI race will not be a company or a community. It will be the future we choose to create together. Because in the end, this isn't just about AI. It's about agency. It's about who gets to participate in shaping the intelligence that will touch every part of our lives. And it's about whether we believe the best ideas come from a few or from all of us. That's why this race matters. And that's why it's just beginning. From the classrooms of Nairobi to the labs of Silicon Valley, from grassroots coders to trillion-dollar empires, this is not a zero-sum game. The brilliance of AI lies not just in its code, but in the diversity of its creators. The more we open the gates to knowledge, the more we all rise. In that spirit, may the future of AI be not a conquest, but a collaboration. Whether big tech or open source takes the lead, one truth remains. The race is ours to run, and the world is watching how we choose to lead it. Let that future be open, fair, and built by all of us.